Welcome to the second part of the interior walkthrough of the van. This part deals with the middle part of the cabin. I'm just going to give a quick run over the general features. We've got other videos that explain in detail the operation of all of the components of the van. So, got a microwave up here, 240 volt. Works much like any other sort of microwave with a start and stop, open, close, power level and length of time. We've got a 2-compartment fridge freezer, reasonable size. It's not probably quite as big as the one at home, but does the job as far as the caravan's concerned. Room in the shelves there for milk and juice and veggies and all the other bits and pieces you might like to bring along. Another cupboard down the back here, down the bottom, sorry, contains some storage crates. They're quite useful. They fold up to put in the fridge to store various things so they don't roll around. We have a stock pantry as one of the things we send the van out with. It's got herbs and spices and salt and pepper, tea and coffee, some spreads, some sauces, beans, various other staples, alfoil, paper towels, sorts of things that sort of you're regularly going to need in the van, and that, you know, it's always a bit of a pain to pack. If you look through the van equipment list in detail, it'll give you a list of everything that's in the van. If you want to bring your own of anything, feel free to just to put our stuff aside in the garage or in a box, and then pop back in the van when you just before you return the van. We keep the stuff in there just to make things easy for people. If they rock up on the first night and the kids are hungry and they're climbing the walls and they can't get down the shops, there's some stuff in there just to make a simple meal or to get them started. And then we ask if they get down the shops in the next couple of days, just replace whatever it was that they used. So it's there for the next people. So we have some overhead cupboards, and in the overhead cupboards here we've got a sandwich press, a Breville Nescafe Nespresso coffee machine, a 2-slice toaster and a kettle. And then this cupboard here we have some drinking cups, some bowls, coffee cups, some plates, another coffee cup there, a couple of stubby holders and a water jug and a spirit level and a fire blanket. Got these little latches on the cupboards just so that things don't move around as the van's in transit and open the cupboards and spill out all over the place on you. This is the mounting location for the TV. TV just fits in a bracket here. TV lives in the bottom part of this cupboard. Right down the bottom here, it's wrapped up in a towel with an elastic strap around it. And then we've also got an Azito 18-volt cordless vacuum in here as well. There's a battery in the compartment under the bed. That's usually pretty helpful for cleaning, keeping up with cleaning on the van. And that's one of those plastic crates that I've shown you before. They're just handy for stacking stuff in so it doesn't roll around in the pantry while you're in transit. Cool. So we've got a 12-volt stove. Starter, when the power's on, the starter will connect, and then the gas stove just works like any other gas stove. I haven't got the gas connected at the moment, so it won't flow through, but I'll run you through the gas setup in another video. Little 450mm oven there, also runs on gas. Some cleaning supplies in the bottom cupboard here. That's all fully stocked and ready to go, including bin bags. We've got some bowls and a colander, some plastic storage containers, a bucket, a couple of fry pans, measuring jug, and a little tabletop bin tidy. Got our kitchen sink, the cutting board cover, and then we've got these drawers over here. We've also fitted these elastic tabs to these drawers just so that they don't come open in transit. So a bit like a service department, it comes with all your cutlery and utensils. Barbecue tools are in there. All the stuff is listed on the equipment list. Even a gas match in there for starting the barbecue, and lighting birthday candles. The next drawer's got some alfoil and glad wrap, some Pyrex dishes, little trivet and oven mitts. And we move pots and pans. I've got a splatter guard for the fry pan. If you're frying on the stove over here, please use this because it'll stop the fat splattering all over the splashback. Just make your life easy when it comes to cleaning. And a little dish drainer in the bottom drawer there. Over on this side, got a games drawer down the bottom here. So that's got Jenga, some other games, got some Uno cards in there, some Tiddlywinks, Connect 4, Go Fish, Monopoly, all sorts in there. There's normally a little HDMI Super Nintendo in there as well. It's just out of there at the moment, but it's normally in there, and that connects to the back of the TV, so you can relive your misspent youth or teach the kids a thing or two on how to play Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. This is the little kitchenette. This table does take out and fold away. Lifts up like so, but unclips at the end there. Can be turned into another bed. Must admit I've never done it, but so I'm told. And there's a power point under there as well, which I generally run a lead up to a power board up here, and then we can plug all the devices in. So coming across this area here, we've got our unit main control board. So we've got our AC main switch, and then a main circuit breaker, a power point for the microwave. We've got our awning operation switch, which has got an on off and a retract and extend button. Got another on off switch which deals with the 12-volt lights out on the awning. Then we've got our hot water system control panel, and a power isolation switch for the router. Selection of DVDs. There's a DVD player built into the TV. And up in this cupboard we've got some clothes pegs, washing line, first aid kit, extension cord, power board, some little screwdrivers, some spare batteries, mosquito spray, citronella, candles, and I think there's some replacement fuses in there as well. I've got a light switch over on this side that controls the light just above the table and the light under the cupboards there. We've got a stereo unit here, which you turn it on, you connect your phone to the stereo unit much like you would in your car stereo pairing. You just look for that on Bluetooth, and then change the mode with the volume up and down, and change the fade from front to rear to shift the sound from inside the van to outside. Then we've got our power control unit. So it's currently on, 2 switches turns it off, on, and 2 switches turns it on. The little power light there will light up when the power's on. And it's on. Then we've got our pump, and we've got our hot water system, and that's those both on. Alright, there is also an app which I'll provide a link in the comments to download, and that will give you connectivity so that you can turn the power on and off for the water pump, the hot water, the main unit, and check the battery level and the water tank level on your phone, as long as you're within Bluetooth range of the van. Something else to mention in this cupboard up here is where the remote controls live. So we've got 3 remote controls that come with the van. One is for the aircon system. The aircon system's a 240 volt aircon. It sits up here. Works exactly the same as your aircon from home. You just turn it on with the on button. You can change the mode, temperature up and down, set the timer. Then we've got our TV and DVD remote, which controls the TV once that's plugged in, and a separate little remote here for the little smart TV box that comes with the TV. So what that is it's a device called a Jayco Mini. This is the Jayco Mini unit here. It plugs into the back of the TV with an HDMI plug, and when it's plugged in, it turns the TV into a smart TV. So you can stream your Netflix or your other subscriptions provided they're available on the Jayco Mini. That's going to rely on a data connection. The data connection is usually a Wi-Fi at the campground or your hotspot on your phone. If neither of those have got very good signal, then that particular unit's not going to provide an unbuffered stream for your TV. So use of that's somewhat dependent. If that fails, that's what the DVDs are for. Last couple of things to mention in this central area is at the entry here we've got our fire extinguisher, and we also have our smoke alarm up here. Another skylight over the bed. This little winder is for the TV aerial. You wind that round to bring the TV aerial up, and then you pull this down and twist it, and that rotates the TV aerial like this. Now that comes out over here and connects out of this socket here and into the back of the TV. You generally get pretty good signal with the GWN and the ABC in the country areas, especially in town, without needing to mess around with the aerial. But if you're out bush and a fair way away from everybody, you might need to play around with it a little bit. I think that's just about it for this central area. Probably any other thing to mention is under this seat here is the hot water system and the water pump, and I'll deal with the operation of those in another video. And then that probably brings us to the conclusion of the video for this part of the van. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll go through the front part of the cabin. Thanks.